I've been training Jiu-Jitsu for 15 years and I've been teaching it for 10 years. These are the most important lessons I've learned. Lesson number 1, the start is the hardest. When I started Jiu-Jitsu, I had a lot of moments where I wanted to quit. Because of small injuries, school got in the way, I wanted to hang out with my friends, but I'm very happy I went through it. The start is definitely the hardest because that's where your body has to adjust to Jiu-Jitsu. You're gonna have some pain in your back, your neck, your fingers. But when you get through this first moment of Jiu-Jitsu, of your Jiu-Jitsu journey, it's only gonna become more and more fun afterwards. So, when you start, keep going. The longer you train, the more fun it's going to be. Lesson number 2, importance of personal connection. When I just started Jiu-Jitsu, there was a summer where I didn't show up to training at all. I would go hang out with my friends, play video games, and I thought nobody would notice. But after I came back, after the summer holiday, my coach came up to me and said, "Hey Daniel, where have you been? I haven't seen you for weeks." And that really made an impact on me because I wasn't just a number for him. He actually remembered me and he noticed that I was slacking in training. That really gave me a sense of personal connection and I didn't want to disappoint my coach again. So from that moment on, I kept training consistently. And this is something I took to heart and I try to do with my students as well. So whenever I notice somebody's not showing up, I'll send them a message. And I tell the coaches to do the same. Because at the end of it, this personal connection we have through Jiu-Jitsu is one of the most important things we can get from it. Lesson number 3, focus on the basics. It's cliché, but it's very much true. When I was a blue belt, me and every other colored belt that was serious about Jiu-Jitsu, we wanted to learn berimbolos. But the problem I had was, I wanted to learn berimbolos, but I didn't have good back control and I didn't have any good finishes from the back. So I would do a shitty berimbolo without actually knowing where I wanted to go and then just lose the back position. Whereas if I would have just focused on learning back control, learning basic back takes, learning finishes, then the berimbolo would fit in later a lot easier. So start with the basics. Learn all of the major pins, learn how to escape from them, work on some guard retention, and only then add the more fancy moves like the berimbolo. Okay, so cliché, old school advice, but basics first, then move on to the more fancy stuff. It's not about who's best, it's about who's left. When I started Jiu-Jitsu, there were a lot of people that would kick my ass in competitions, but also in training. But now, many years later, most of those people are not around anymore. They quit Jiu-Jitsu, they went into other sports, some went to pursue MMA, and only a very small percentage of the people I started with that would beat my ass in the start are still training. And from those people, I'm the most successful, even though I wasn't the most talented at all from my generation. So in the end in Jiu-Jitsu, it's not about being really good for a few years, it's about staying consistent, training for many years on end, and that's what's gonna bring you the success. So even if you're not talented, like me, you can get successful in Jiu-Jitsu as long as you stick to it for a long, long time. Build your game, but be ready to switch it up. When I was a blue belt, the only move I would do successfully would be the baseball choke. And this is a nice submission, it does work, but it's also very risky. I would do this move from top, from bottom, I would do it jumping. But eventually, as my opponents got better and better, I would get countered a lot and I would get armbarred a lot. So I had to take it out of my game. And this is an important lesson. You can spend a lot of time into a position to master it, but don't be scared to take it out of your game if you feel you're getting countered too much. Okay? You're still going to take those lessons you learned from mastering the move, but sticking with a move that doesn't work against higher level opponents is not a good idea. So build your game, but always be ready to switch it up and start working on new things. Study an athlete that looks like you. This is some great advice I got from my friend Brian, who teaches the morning classes here. Find an athlete that looks like you and study their matches. With looks like you, I mean a similar body type. So I wouldn't learn a lot from studying somebody like Bushesha, but I can learn a lot from studying people that are around my build. So similar weight, similar height. Brian actually got this advice from Clifford Edwards, one of the top black belts in the Netherlands. And this is something I always teach our athletes. Find an athlete and study their matches. See what moves they do, see how they deal with the problems you're having, and this is going to be a great boost in improving your game. Find a mentor. When I started Jiu-Jitsu, I was in a great gym, really good atmosphere, great coaches, but they were very self-defense focused. And I was looking for a gym that was a little bit more competition focused. And I trained at some great places, but everything really changed for me in 2015. This is where I met Thiago Abreu. Thiago is a no-gi world champion, Brazilian champion, European champion, really one of the best athletes of his generation. And he really played a big role for me as a mentor. And whenever I would have a question, Jiu-Jitsu related or training related, coaching related, or even business or relationship related, he would have some great advice for me. Not from what he read or what he heard, but from his personal experience. And even now, I've had a gym for a few years, I've been a black belt for many years. Anytime I don't know what I should do, I'll just go to Thiago and he'll have some great advice for me. So find a mentor and learn from them. It's one of the best things you can do if you want to get good at Jiu-Jitsu. The importance of roots. You might be in a situation like blue belt me, where you're training in a gym that doesn't really align with your goals. I was training in a great gym, but they're focused on self-defense, and I was focused on winning competitions. Now this might be a great reason to change gyms, but be very careful when you do this. Because if you keep switching gyms, nobody's really gonna go and invest a lot of time in you. What really helped me was staying loyal to my gym. Once I found the house, I've been loyal ever since. And this really gave me some roots. And as we like to say here is, a tree can't grow high without having deep roots. So it's okay if you are in a gym where you don't feel at home and it's not fitting with your goals to switch gyms. But don't keep switching gyms. Don't move around every few months, every few years from gym to gym. Everybody is gonna know that you're not somebody that has a lot of loyalty. You keep moving around, nobody's gonna want to invest a lot of time and effort into you. So find a gym that works for you, but don't keep switching around every time. This will really, I think, hinder you in your progress. And what I see around me as well, the people that are switching gyms every time, they don't last very long in the Jiu-Jitsu game. All right, this one is a little bit more practical. Go to Brazil.
Ga na die tequila party. Ikang go.
Brazil is where Jiu-Jitsu all came from, and I've always had amazing experiences there. My favorite place to go is Santos, a little bit below Sao Paulo, but both Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo are great options. If you really want to experience the culture of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, see where it all comes from, plan a trip to Brazil, you're not going to regret it. Injuries are opportunities. Sooner or later, when you're training Jiu-Jitsu, you're going to get injured. Use them as an opportunity, both to show your mental resilience, to show how you can deal with tough situations, but also to improve other aspects of your game. I'm quite lucky injury-wise, I never had any big breaks, but one very annoying injury I had was a turf toe. I was training in Brazil, preparing for the World Championships, and me and my teammate Fausto, we rolled with all our weight over my big toe. So it cracked, and anytime somebody would touch the toe, it would hurt a lot. Now, this sucked because I was there to train, my friends are all back home, and I didn't have anything else to do than prepare for the World Championship. But it did give me a great opportunity because I couldn't play open guard, I couldn't really stand on it. I had to learn half guard. And now it's one of the best positions in my game, maybe the best position in my game. And because of that injury, I had to learn it. If I didn't get injured there, I would probably never have added this position to my game. So if you get injured, see it as an opportunity to get better, to learn new positions, but also to focus on different aspects of your game, to study matches, to study instructionals. See injuries as opportunities. Don't get demotivated by them, but use them. All right, final lesson, Jiu-Jitsu is fun. Sometimes you forget how fun it is with cutting weight, preparing for competitions, studying instructional, studying matches. At the end of it, it should be fun. When I'm training Jiu-Jitsu, that's the moment I'm the happiest. I'm completely in the moment. I forget about all the small problems I have, bills I have to pay, trouble with the missus, all that stuff. They're completely out the window when I'm doing Jiu-Jitsu. So don't forget, it should be fun. You're gonna meet amazing people along the way. Wherever you go in the world, you'll be able to find a gym where you'll be welcomed with open arms. So enjoy every moment of it. And you'll learn this most once you get those injuries. When you can't train Jiu-Jitsu, that's when you'll actually see how much you miss it. So when you train Jiu-Jitsu, don't forget, it should be fun in the first place. Everything else comes after that. There you have it, some of the most important lessons I learned during my jiu-jitsu career over the last 15 years. If you like this video, if you learned something from it, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them in any upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.